The observation deck of the Eternal Dominion hummed with an eerie silence as Mia pressed her palm against the transparent aluminum viewport. Beyond the reinforced glass, the shattered remains of the Kragath homeworld drifted like broken teeth in the void. Entire continents had been carved away, leaving geometric wounds that glowed with residual plasma fire. They ruled for 3,000 years, Max said from behind her, his voice hollow. Gone in 26 hours. Mia didn't turn around. She couldn't. The weight of what humanity had become pressed down on her shoulders like a physical thing. We didn't just defeat them, Max, we erased them. The Kragath Empire had been everything humanity feared when they first ventured beyond their solar system. A civilization that had conquered 400 worlds, that had perfected the art of subjugation, that had burned entire species from existence for the crime of resistance. When their warships appeared in Earth's orbit 5 years ago, humanity had faced a simple choice: submit or die. Humanity chose neither. Max moved to stand beside her, his reflection ghostly in the viewport. His face had aged a decade in 5 years, though he was only 32. Command wants us to catalog the survivors. Write the report for the Galactic Council. Survivors? Mia repeated bitterly. There are 43 million Kragath left. 43 million out of 60 billion. They killed 20 billion humans in the first wave, Mia. I know. Her breath fogged the glass. I was there when Beijing burned. When the oceans boiled. When my sister... She stopped, swallowing the grief that never truly left. I remember why we did this. But Max, when does justice become genocide? The war had transformed humanity in ways no one had predicted. Earth's greatest minds, scientists who had dedicated their lives to peace, to exploration, to understanding, had turned their brilliance toward destruction. They had cracked problems in physics that had stumped civilizations for millennia. They had weaponized quantum mechanics, had learned to fold space-time into cutting edges sharper than atoms, had turned stars themselves into bullets. The Kragath had superior numbers, superior experience, and 3,000 years of military doctrine. Humanity had desperation, creativity, and an apparently bottomless capacity for escalation. The other species are afraid of us now, Max said quietly. The Viridian Collective recalled their ambassador. The scattered chorus won't even respond to our hails. We saved them, Mia. We broke the empire that had threatened them for centuries, and now they look at us like we're monsters. Mia finally turned to face him. His eyes were red-rimmed, exhausted. She wondered if he slept any better than she did. If he also heard the screaming in his dreams. Maybe we are. The Kragath would have exterminated us. They said it themselves. Humanity was too dangerous to be allowed to exist. Too unpredictable. Too aggressive. And they were right, weren't they? Mia gestured toward the viewport, toward the broken world beyond. Look what we became. We built the Cascade weapons, Max. Weapons that don't just destroy ships or cities, but unravel the fundamental bonds holding matter together. We didn't just win the war. We made sure no one would ever dare threaten us again. A soft chime indicated an incoming transmission. Max activated his wrist console, and Director Chen's weathered face appeared in holographic miniature. Agent Torres, Agent Reeves, the Galactic Council has requested your presence at the Summit of Reconciliation. They want humanity to explain everything. Mia and Max exchanged glances. They want us to justify the genocide, Mia said flatly. Chen's expression remained carefully neutral. They want to understand what humanity has become, and more importantly, what we intend to do with the power we've demonstrated. What do we tell them? Max asked. The truth, Chen replied. That we were pushed to the brink of extinction. That we discovered we had a talent for survival. That we're willing to do whatever is necessary to ensure our species endures. She paused. And that we're terrified of what we've learned about ourselves. The transmission ended, leaving Mia and Max alone with the ghosts of 60 billion Kragath. Do you remember what Earth was like before? Mia asked softly. When our biggest concern was climate change and political division? When we thought ourselves so advanced, so civilized? Max nodded. We were children playing at being adults. And now we're adults who've forgotten how to play. Mia turned back to the viewport. In the distance, a human dreadnought drifted past, the righteous fury bristling with weapons that could crack planets. The Kragath Empire fell in a day because we learned to become what we hated. We became efficient, clinical, ruthless warriors. We survived. Yes, but who are we now, Max? What are the humans now? The question hung in the air, unanswered and perhaps unanswerable. They were the species that had stared into the abyss of extinction and emerged transformed. They were the civilization that had taken 3,000 years of Kragath military superiority and dismantled it in 5 years of total war. They were the victors standing in the ashes of their enemy, wondering if victory had cost them their souls. "We're what we had to become," Max finally said. "And maybe if we're lucky we can find our way back to what we were." Mia wanted to believe him. She wanted to think that humanity could put down the weapons, could remember mercy, could learn to be explorers and dreamers again instead of conquerors and destroyers. But as she looked at the broken world beyond the viewport, at the testament to humanity's newfound capacity for systematic annihilation, she wondered if some transformations were permanent. The Kragath Empire had fallen in a day. Humanity had risen to take its place, and the galaxy watched with terrified eyes, wondering what came next.